welcome! I'm back. I am going to make my 2-ingredient biscuit. If you remember from my last video, technically it's 4 ingredients because I did powdered heavy cream, so it's heavy cream and water, and then I made my own self-raising flour, which is gluten-free flour, and baking powder. So that was my fix. If you have any flour, you just turn it into self-rising flour, which makes a world of difference. I have a sanitizer light. I just like to do it. I've cleaned my counter. I just kind of like to run it over it before I do any, flour on the counter type stuff. Now, to be fair, I will do a third of the batch, just the 2 ingredient, and then I have powdered pumpkin seeds that I mashed on my pestle and mortar. Ugh, I can't say the word. And then this is my chopped cranberries, dried cranberries. I chop them up real fine. So I'm going to do 3 different kinds, but I'm going to do the basic one to start with. I like variety, so let's get started. Let's have some fun. Basically, this is 2 cups of flour. I'm not modifying it from anything else than what I did in the other. I didn't add to it. This is just one of my 2-cup batchers, and then this is my 2 cups of mixed heavy cream. And I kind of like to treat it a little bit like pasta. I'm going to try to do this gracefully. This is always fun when you kind of treat it like a pasta. You get it in there. Get it going. And then, oh, I knew I forgot something. I needed my cute little fork to start getting this going. So let me go get my fork, and I need more powder just in case. I'm spunky and energetic. After this, I'm going to do my sassy onion soup. I call that one sassy only because I don't do most of the chopping. I buy pre-prepared stuff so I don't have to spend a long time chopping. It just smells wonderful cooking. So I start out with a little bit of whipped cream. You can do this in a bowl too. Don't be afraid to do this in a bowl if you don't want to get your counter all. Yay! Lava flow. Yeah, you can do this in a bowl if you really don't want to get your counter all full of flour and mixture and stuff. I find it enjoyable to do it both ways. Depends on my mood and what I'm doing. And then like I said, I got my my UV light for sanitization, and that way I can just wipe it down, suds it up, and then my counter's all good to go for another round of fun. See? I don't know if it's... I'm not used to being watched when I do things, so I think maybe this can be a little bit more tricky. I'm going to move that out of the way. What we're looking for is a nice thick paste that you can roll and turn into a dough. We're making the biscuits. This biscuit I love fresh out with honey butter. I pre-mix some honey butter. I do some maple butter. I even do garlic butter sometimes. But since I'm going to make more sassy onion soup, I want a biscuit to sit at the bottom of my soup bowl to pour the soup over. Sometimes it floats up. These biscuits are so handy. I make extra. You could easily just do 1 cup and 1 cup if you wanted to, and then you can freeze them. That's what I do. I freeze them. Depending on the size, you can end up with 24 biscuits, or you can end up with 12 biscuits. Depends on the size of your biscuits. I have my oven. I preheated it to 400, so that way it didn't just stop and beep at me in the middle of making it. And then I'd have to turn that beeper off on the pre. So, fancy! Oh, this is so nice and cold. I make sure that if you put your flour in the refrigerator, I make sure the flour is room temperature. The cream is pretty much ice cold. You just want to be gentle. Mix it up, feel it. It will start absorbing pretty quick. And add more flour if you feel. I still got more cream to add to it. It's very, kind of a dryish flour, or dough, I should say, dryish dough. And being gluten-free, I find gluten-free is drier than regular flour, which can be, I feel like a kid. I always feel like a kid. I guess that's a good thing. Cooking is for kids. There we go. Look at that. I love cream. Cream is wonderful. I even have a fancy dancy pastry. Ah, there we go. We're getting there. I'm going to give it a second to absorb a little bit here. I should put more in my cup. Lesson, put more in your your extra flour measuring cup, so that way you don't have to try to not get the flour in the container all messed up. So, or some people are good, they can actually do this one-handed and they only get one hand messy and dirty. This usually comes off as you're kneading. It reduces on your fingers and comes off. It's coming. I feel it. Just put a drizzle of flour on there. Yeah, that definitely helped. And you just want to get it into nice, kind of firm bowls. Some people roll them out. Some people put them in logs and cut them. There's really just a preference on how you do that. See, it's coming up. Gotta get my fingers clean now. Let's see if my fork will help me get all that off. Get all that excess. What you're going to want to do once you get it into a nice kind of dough, like a hard dough roll, you want to kind of get it where you fold it a few times. So you that did not. There we go. Let's do this. Stop. Stop right there. Make a face. Make a face because I can. It's upside down, huh? I saw a face. I promise you I did. And we get this one going right in there. Yay! I love this recipe. Since it's 2 ingredients, my oven's at 400. There we go. Let's get it a little bit more. There we go. Look at that. That's what we're looking for. Nice little roly doughy flour thing here. My little dog. You see him walking around? He got 2 dinners tonight and he's still asking for more. We ate a little early tonight, so I could do this. Okay, so here we go. So what I'm doing now, I'm flattening it out. We want nice layers in there. So you want, I'm trying not to do it, I'm actually not doing it as hard as it looks, but I'm going to fold it and just keep folding it. This is the layers that'll create fluffy, cakey, or pastry, like pull apart parts. This is so weird. I wonder, my hands must be dry. That must be why they're sticking more than normal. But I didn't want to put lotion on before I'm kneading dough. That just does not make sense. Okay. There we go. So, you can do it 2-3 times. You can put some folds in there. What you want to do is you want to keep, you actually kind of want to get air in there so it puffs up. Okay, so now we got that. The nice thing about cutting is you don't have to risk it possibly sticking to the counter. It's doing a pretty good job of not sticking. But sometimes doughs will just have a mind of their own. I have this handy dandy little cup that I would use to cut it when I wasn't sure if I was going to roll it out. But if you want to cut it, you can use just a cup. Just get a nice thin rimmed cup and just go boom. Just like cookies, kind of. Okay. So now we got to eye it. It's about a third. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. These two aside. Those two aside real quick. And roll these out. This is going to be my normal ones. My regular ones. You can, like I said, you can make quite a bit out of this batch, or you can make smaller ones, or larger ones. So we got that. Just about that. Let's prepare silt pads. I love silt pads. I'll have to put a link where you can buy some on my site. Put a link for the UV, so that way you can basically do exactly the same thing if you want. That's all Yoko. Now, because I rolled it, you're going to want to, I'll show you in a second. Okay, because you rolled it, your layers are going this way. So you're just going to want to kind of smash it. You're going to have a little bit of an oblong biscuit, which is fine. But those layers are going to be what you're looking for. And don't smash hard, because you want the air. The mixtures, the sunflower seeds are easy, but the cranberries get a little tricky because you want them inside so they don't kind of burn. So you kind of want them on the inside, so I'll have to show you how. That one's fun. So, if you're picky, you really want round biscuits, use the rollout method and a glass. Because cooking is fun. There's no true right way, true wrong way. If you want to say, I'm making authentic, just make sure you make it authentic. And if you want to add a twist to something, just let them know what your twist is. It's okay to twist things. That's what the kitchen is for. Experimentation sometimes. Sometimes you will put a twist on something and it will be the best thing that you've ever made. That's my goop. That one flying. Okay, so let's just tuck that in there. Okay, so this is my crushed pumpkin seeds. I probably should have done the cranberries first, because I'll have pumpkin seed in there. But you can just kind of gently roll it in there. On this one, it'll make them kind of toasty. Let's get it inside. There we go. Nice. Ugh, it smells wonderful. I love the smell of pumpkin seeds. It smells so good. There we go. I left the largest one for the cranberries for a reason, because you'll see why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you just kind of mash it gently. Oh my, they're making me so hungry, these pumpkin seeds. Look at all that dough. Yeah, I got dry hands. I need to soak them. I have not soaked them in a while. I think I'm gonna run out of room on my pan. I might be doing a little smaller than I normally do. Let's see if we can tweak these. It smells so good. So I'm actually reviewing recipes. I'm going to eventually make this with regular flour again, just to do a comparison. It's been a while since I've done it. I like to, even though I'm gluten-free, I like to make it with regular flour just to get a base, to see what I'm supposed to be hopefully accomplishing. And then I go with the gluten-free to see if maybe there's tiny little tweaks we can do. So the cranberry is pretty much all I'm going to do. Give it a second there. Great thing about this is you can just eat the rest of the cranberries. See? I always think that I don't put enough in. And we close it. Roll it. I'm trying to arrange these. Sorry, this looks, I know. I gotta get better at looking at the camera. This is fun though. This is what I have so far. And they will puff up, trust me. I haven't tried any of the butter ones, and the add butter had, you know, buttermilk. I am definitely interested in trying that one. Buttermilk sounds so good in these. The heavy cream, I just prefer, I really prefer heavy cream. It's really good. So I think, yeah, I probably should have went a little bit less cuts on the first round. Look at that cute little guy. That's 4. There we go. Now I'm going to try to pinch the edges in. And then these I'm going to kind of leave in like a ball because they're stuffed. Try to pinch that in there. Like a ball. These are, when these come out, if you do the tiniest drizzle of honey on them, yummy. There we go. So, I am now going to pause it and pop these in the oven.
What kind of sorcery is this? They're done. Well, yeah. I wasn't going to make you stare at an oven for... It took about 11 minutes to cook these nice toasty and golden brown. I've had variances with gluten-free where sometimes it takes just the recommended 10 minutes and then sometimes it takes a whole 16 minutes to get them this nice flaky inside golden yumminess. I'm going to try it plain. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It would be, So, yeah, I think I might be back a little bit tonight and I might make my sassy onion soup, which I will put one of these at the bottom of the bowl. All right, guys. Have a great night. I hope I took you away on a little festive... Oh, wait a minute. This is what? This is my honey butter. Put it on there. For breakfast, if you break these fresh, put them on there. Honey butter. I use actually honey butter on my pancakes because it reduces the amount of syrup that you use. And I put the honey butter on, and then I'll top it with like fresh blueberries or blackberries or cherries, my pancakes and stuff. And oh, yummy. All right, guys, you have a wonderful evening. I hope this was entertaining, helpful, taught you a little bit something. You can make delicious biscuits, gluten-free. These did double in the size compared to the original. Got 8 nubs. All right, see you next time.